The goal of this lesson is to develop guidelines for setting price. You might care because pricing goods and services are some of the most important decisions facing a firm. Following the guidelines in this lesson can help you to identify how to change price to increase profit. Roger Briner, in a pamphlet called Pricing the Neglected Orphan, published by the Parthenon Group, talks about the importance of pricing. Now, a bit of heads up, I think Parthenon sells services, consulting services to companies, tell them how to improve their pricing. So there's a bit of a self-interested work here, but I think the points are valid. First, it says that pricing is the grossly neglected orphan of profit management. Despite its enormous potential for boosting margins and revenue, many firms leave list prices unchanged year after year or simply increase them by the prevailing national inflation rate in an unchallenged annual ritual. Why don't more executives capitalize on the opportunity every company has to manage prices? They say that from working closely with many companies, they find that bad pricing practices stem from unexamined and often erroneous beliefs. Some managers think the market sets the price and their company must simply take it. Others believe that discounts from list prices should be left to the sales force to negotiate. Still others are simply afraid to test the status quo. It says that reversing such practices can improve profits substantially. They say that a percentage point price increase is worth 5 or more points of profit growth. And they cite a study. They were able to change pricing for an information services company, raise price by 8% on average, and they doubled annual profits. We have 11 main points. The first is, what is price elasticity? The price elasticity demand is the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in price when demand is constant. So nothing other than price is affecting quantity demanded. This measures the responsiveness of consumers to the change in price. The margin of price over marginal cost is price minus marginal cost divided by price. The optimal margin is 1 over the absolute value of the price elasticity of demand. I'm going to use a little e to denote the price elasticity of demand. If the actual margin is bigger than the optimal, that means that prices are too high, and you'd increase profit if you cut price. The optimal price occurs when marginal cost times the absolute value of elasticity is equal to the difference between the absolute value and 1. The optimal price increases when consumers become less responsive to changes in price and when marginal cost increases. The optimal price decreases when consumers become more responsive to changes in price and when marginal cost decreases. A change in fixed cost has no effect on the optimal price. Number 9, salespeople paid a percentage of total revenue have an incentive to reduce price and sell more than the quantity that maximizes profit. A firm can learn about its marginal cost by following several paths. And it can also follow several paths to learn about its price elasticity of demand. We have 5 takeaways. Gather information about your customers. Know your customers well. In particular, understand how responsive they are to changes in price. Learn your marginal cost. How much does it cost you to produce and sell one more unit of your product? Push that information to the people who have the decision to set price. You can increase your margin by making your product distinct or important. And finally, don't give salespeople both commissions based on dollar sales and decision rights to set price. If you do, they'll set price below the price that maximizes profit.